Steve, we got a notification. We're live. We're live. We're good from over here. We got you got your water. We got beer. Is the microphone. So we're gonna do that. And okay, that's that. We got questions. Wait, what's happening, Massimo? Maurizio. Buonasera, buonasera. Yusuf, ready for the derby on Saturday? Ready, yeah, we're ready, but I think we're playing possum with everybody. We're making everybody believe we suck, right? So we'll see. Let you beat Torino today, did they not? 2-1, yeah.
Of course, only Milan sucks.
Only Milan sucks. So guys, we're gonna be starting soon. What did he want us to do? He wanted to do a little intro. He said at the end, right?
At the end or at the beginning?
At the beginning. We'll do it at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it. Are we ready, Mr. Steve?
Yes.
Okay. So I got the phone. I got everything. Go ahead. Oh, you're ready recording. All right. So guys.
Said woman, take it slow, it'll work itself out fine. All we need is
Just a little patience. Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything in Milan, from lackluster performances to 6 points in 9 games in 9 possible points. Doesn't count. No. And we're not professionals,
Nor do we pretend to be.
guys. We got so much stuff to talk to you guys about today. Thank you to Massimo, Maurizio, Yusuf. Thank you for joining us live. I think they're the only.
I want to know how good I look on YouTube.
Well, Maurizio says that Stevie P looking dashing. Wow. In the new jacket. Look at him. Look, you're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Steve, I know you weren't able to join us on Sunday. We're only about the 4 of us. I don't know if you guys saw on the Twitter machine. Tommy needed to say a couple of words to our, listeners, and obviously he forgets that most of them don't speak Italian. But hey, that's Tommy. Massimo says, I'm good. By the way, Inter will not win on Saturday. Tomorrow they have to face Spartak Praga in Champions League. Marita says that you're glowing. That's what he's basically saying. But guys, before we're going to get into all these Twitter questions, presidential points, but before we do, Steve, because I know we have a lot of things to talk about, let's just get it out of the way. Guys, as you know, last week, if you were listening in, Steve basically brought to light what President had to go through.
Negotiating
skills, right? And
for calamari.
Yeah, but calamari. But Steve.
And then the restaurant had its own rebuttal.
Wait a minute. You're saying that there is a part 2 to this negotiation. So please,
it's like the NAFTA, the free trade agreement between Mexico, Canada, and the United States.
Is it?
Yeah, it's never ending.
Okay, so why don't you please bring out your inner Bob Ross, right, and paint us a picture on part 2 of the President in negotiating Christmas party.
We're calling it Project Xmas.
Okay.
And Il Presidente, of course, did not expect a rebuttal from the restaurateur.
Okay.
So once he attacked him on the calamari, restaurateur came back to him with the table d'hôte.
Okay.
Antipasto, primo piano.
Piatto.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Acqua frizzante, sparkling water.
That's included.
Natural water.
Nice.
Included.
Nice.
Soft drinks included.
Wow. We're getting a good deal.
Dessert included.
Yeah.
And cafe.
What do you mean cafe?
Coffee. Now, coffee that you drink over there, percolator stuff. Acqua sporca. As soon as that acqua sporca touches my stomach, guys, on YouTube, there's an explosion. Cacarella everywhere. Shit flying. You take a shit so much that you lift off the seat. Everybody knows on YouTube that it's happened to them for once. You have continuous shots of shit firing to the back of the toilet bowl. Presidente says, no way.
He was offended.
He said, no way.
Regular coffee.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do, Vincenzo?
When
someone wants a coffee, what am I going to do? I'm going to make them pay at the bar. No.
He was like, I can't embarrass.
You can't embarrass the club. But yet, we negotiated 50 cents off the calamari, Vincenzo. So you see how the Presidente has all the calculations right all the time, ladies and gentlemen. What happened today? He got us the coffee.
Guys,
Not only the cafe, not only espresso, lungo, americano, macchiato. We have everything. We have cappuccino, caffè latte.
Hey guys, Presidente came through, and I hope to Maurizio, that's over there on YouTube, and Edwin Ortega. Hey guys, it's Eddie Milanista from Twitter. Hello, hello Edwin. And Maurizio wants to know, when is he going for the sample night to sample the food?
Yeah,
we don't know.
We don't know.
About-
That's guaranteed, Maurizio. He's taking the first lady and the kids for a free meal.
Yeah, that's
guaranteed.
And thank you, Presidente, for getting us espresso,
Yeah.
cafe lattes, and everything.
So we really look like Morte de Fame.
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna do, because I promised I was gonna do it, because forget the fact that I completely forgot last time. But you know what we're gonna do, guys? We're going to call him and get it out of the way right away, because he's kind of a star, right? And I just want to hear because I had to watch the game with him, guys.
Is he making us talk?
Maurizio, top secret, probably changes a few cars and won't even drive directly there. You know what I'm talking about.
We'll do, Maurizio. Is he gonna make us talk this week or no?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Mr. Tommy. How are you on this fine Monday night?
Not good.
Not good. You know what? I told you Saturday I was going to call you first thing, and I'm just going to let you talk. Let it all out, Tommy. Go ahead.
I seen un Milan ieri inguardabile. How could a team that next year they told us they were going to make the Champions League play in the way that they did yesterday at 10 contro 11? This game could have easily finished 2-2 yesterday. And with the worst thing, in the first half, they didn't even have a shot on net.
It was.
And you're going to tell me that playing this way, we're going to get to the Champions League next year? Now, let me ask you guys something. You think you guys, if Milan continues playing like this, do you think we're going to go anywhere?
But Tommy.
Yeah, the only thing that
Everything.
the only thing
Yes.
that is going our way is the points.
And
Because believe
that's
me,
all that has to go our
But
way.
Tommy,
if
That's all that has to go our way.
Hold on. If Juventus, which that's in the direction that it was going, because, the only thing that changed is because they had a horseshoe pass, and yes, and late Saturday, they tied. They were going to only have 5 points. We were going to be 1 point ahead of them.
But
come sistema di gioco,
on the road, just like Eddie Milanista says, 3 points are 3 points, right? Is that not what we're supposed to?
yeah,
Like,
but look, that's a fake result.
that's a fake result.
3 points are 3 points.
So let me add this.
Yeah,
Let me add this. You gotta make me talk. You gotta make me talk.
That's what I
The
want to
podcast is a duo. The podcast is an ask and answer question.
Okay, go ahead.
So if we go year,
the answer. That's when I changed the question.
Oh,
Lazio, gioco fa schifo, they lost against Spal. Torino, gioco fa schifo, they lost against Lecce today. Juve, Fiorentina, 0-0.
Ma
Juve
quello
fa
che sapeva,
schifo.
perché la Juventus è una quella è completamente la Juventus è una squadra completamente fatta merda.
Yeah.
So that's before.
It's
that's
okay.
without the
It's
question.
okay, Tommy. It's okay.
And
They're
believe
probably
me,
gonna win another
last
championship.
week,
It's okay.
Last week, who said? Who exactly Napoli told me that Juventus was going to slaughter Fiorentina 4-0. Who told me that?
That was probably
It
me.
was you. It was
Yeah.
you, Mr. Steve. And I told you, Montella faceva la sorpresa. And what happened? Montella ha fatto la sorpresa.
There's no surprise.
Which
And
it wasn't really, it's not really not sorpresa because the Juventus is in shambles this year.
Okay.
not in shambles. They have two teams.
So
but
Tommy,
okay.
Saturday.
Let's go. So far, the only team that's been playing well is Inter because they're the only one at the top points, right? 3 for 3.
Not even.
Not even.
No, so the whole Serie A is not good, man. Then scrap the whole league, right? Against Napoli, they're not good either.
Okay. We're not gonna.
Il Napoli ha segnato più degli other teams, I can tell you that much.
And they also
But the only
conceded
thing
more
that
than the
rules
other
them
ones.
is because gli arbitri ancora, they went against them. Quando il Napoli ha giocato contro la Juventus, that was a blank robbery.
No, I disagree because Napoli didn't show up for 70 minutes of that game.
In the
Doesn't
end,
matter.
in the-
The Juventus so crumbled, but they won by blank robbery.
okay. In the end, Tommy, what's important is this Saturday's game and to have some sort of hopefully.
The only thing I have to say, the only thing I have against Gianpaolo is you have young players that you bought this year. Che hai comprato Benacer, no, l'hai messo in banchina. You have Hernandez, no, sta ancora in banchina. All the players that you bought so far, they're in banchina. At the exception of one guy that came in on the second half, which is
Rebic, yeah.
the new Rebic.
But
And
maybe
only one substitution, you see that your team is struggling in the front to create something. Tu fai soltanto una sostituzione, ma allora sei proprio un imbecille.
okay. So Tommy, he's got to have his own reasons. I wanted to call you
What
first.
reason? What's the reason?
I don't know. I don't know
Let me
what his
ask you,
reasons are.
what other reason could you have? What, you have to save them for the derby?
Okay,
And
let me
then all of
put
a
you.
sudden
Let me
you're gonna
put
make them come
you.
out of the derby.
Let me ask you a question. If Gianpaolo does 2 extra changes,
Hmm.
and they add 2 minutes, so instead of +3 of recupero, it's now +5.
Okay.
And Verona scores to tie it. The whole world's gonna explode.
Yeah, probably.
Then they're gonna say, "Why did you do I cambi?" So let's get it out of the
The
way.
last minute.
Hernandez is injured. He's coming back. Probably not match fit. Benacer coming back from international duty. I get it. I'll even give you that one. He should have started. Hey, Bia didn't have that much of a bad game.
Bilio was horrible.
Not really.
Bilio, you didn't see him once.
It's okay. I don't need to see Bia. I don't need to see Bia. I don't need to see Bia.
Okay, guys, we're gonna stop it now because Tommy is he's got a full of piss and vinegar, as we would say in jolly old England.
And Steve's gonna fire right back.
Steve's gonna fire up. But Tommy, do we see you this Saturday? Maybe might not be able to be there, so I'm leaving Steve duties with you, taking a live video. Are you gonna speak English this time, or are you gonna go? I don't care.
I don't care. Bene frego.
Tommy-
People have to listen to me, well, despite if I'm speaking English, French, Italian, Chinese, whatever it is. You have to listen.
I have to listen, guys.
Perché
So,
qua non ci sta una via di scampo.
so
Se il
anybody?
Milan deve fare la Champions League l'anno prossimo, ci servono punti. Adesso i punti ce l'abbiamo.
Totally contradict what he said.
But I don't
Tommy-
know about the game plan.
Tommy, we got so many questions to go through everything. I wanted to call you first off. Thank you for being there on Sunday. By the way, Presidente, a little secret to you. He negotiated free because we're only going to get regular coffee during the Christmas party. We're getting espresso, caffè latte, cappuccino at no extra
Il
cost.
presidente sembra una persona adorata. È bravo il presidente. We should all be honored to have a president like Marcello.
We should all be honored 100%. Tommy, thank you very much.
When he shows up.
Yusuf from YouTube says that you are a legend. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll call you next week.
Very well, guys. Let's hope we bring another 3 points.
No, 100
Even if
nothing.
it-
100
even if
nothing. We're
we're
losing.
playing badly. Let's hope, even if, you know what? I would love to see Inter lose and us play bad.
Hopefully.
Well, that's going to be a change.
Have yourself a good night, Tommy. We'll talk next week.
You too, guys.
Have a good night,
Ciao.
buddy.
Bye. Bye.
Well, we had to get Tommy right away because I don't know what's going on with YouTube. By the way, David Fante actually logging on saying that you look like you have a migraine over there. Guys, I don't know if the chat's working. I know the connection went off. It says that we're still live, 12 people watching. Guys, we got a lot of questions. Twitter, Presidente decided to throw us more than 2 presidential points. First off, chapter number 1, time and patience. Just wanted to ruffle Vinny's feathers and get his blood boiling right away with the headline that repeats itself yet again. And we did start with Guns N' Roses. All we need is just a little patience. The actual headline should be risk averse. In a post-match interview with Milan TV, Gianpaolo brought out his inner Gattuso and said the following. The team played intelligently after gaining the numerical advantage. We were fully concentrated and did not take unnecessary risks. I don't know about that one because they hit a post and there was one guy that got... anyways, there are many areas where we can improve. There's no such thing as a perfect squad in the middle of September. That I agree with. Question 1, Steve. After 3 games of lackluster play from and fans getting impatient, could it be that Gianpaolo is playing it too safe both with his style of play and player selection? Is he playing it too safe?
This is what he has to work with. There's nothing too safe or too not. Like we joke around with Tommy and everything, but all seriousness, you want to see Hernandez on the pitch who's not match fit.
Is he saving these
No,
legs?
he's not
saving the legs.
Maybe he's just not match fit for Verona. Ricardo Rodriguez has done the job for. We've dealt with him for the past 3 years. Is one more game going to kill him? Would I not want to give Hernandez another game?
Or is it maybe he just wants to keep those legs nice and fresh for against Inter?
I would even seriously doubt you'll see him against Inter. I seriously doubt you're going to see him against Inter. Let's face it, guys. It's an ankle twist. You don't know the damage. You don't know the fitness. You want to see him on the pitch for another 40 minutes and then he's going to crumble again? I don't.
The second question is the frustration stemming from an expectation of a more exciting brand of calcio compared to Gattuso that will be on display right away?
What?
Guys, it's 6 points and 9 possible
exactly.
points. Like,
what exciting brand of soccer do you want to see from these players? Do you think, does he think, I'm talking to President, do you think that Chanalobolu will turn magically into Ronaldinho? Do you think that Paqueta will become Kaká? No. It's not gonna happen, people.
And I keep on.
It drives me crazy.
I hate repeating myself, but stop looking for something that isn't there anymore, guys. We have 6 points. It's funny how people will say, "Oh, well, look at Juventus and they played like shit and still got the 3 points." Why can't people talk about
Why can't we play like shit and still get
we
the 3
played
points?
like shit, guys.
Yes, it's 2 games. I don't give a fuck, to be very honest.
We played like shit. We got 6 points. Are we happy about the performance? I don't
No.
give a shit about the performance.
It was a game
that Stanley Cup final, the other team took 66 shots and the other team only took 14 and they won one.
Who's going to remember that?
What are they going to remember in the history books, guys? They're going to remember the points. So right now, yes, they haven't played very well on the pitch. They got the results. You want to talk about the post. You want to talk about the red card. Red cards. To Calabria, I wasn't 100% sure.
I was offside.
It was offside.
The play was offside. The VAR failed. The VAR failed again.
On Musacchio, I get it, even though it wasn't intentional. You got your cleats up like that.
Okay. You know? But if there was going to be a yellow on that play, no one was going to cry about it. Right? No one was going to cry about it.
At all.
It was a red. It was a red. The penalty shot. Now, the penalty shot. Let me make myself 100%
Which
clear.
one? The one that they took away?
No.
The goal.
The penalty shot that we scored.
Yeah.
The handball rule needs to be fixed in this game.
That was a blatant penalty.
I understand. It's not blatant though,
Steve.
But he cannot. But logically, he cannot get his hand away from that ball. It's impossible.
He could have had his hand
It
across his
ricocheted.
body.
But who runs like this? Who runs like this? Who runs like this? Nobody, Vince. Who tackles like this? Nobody. So then cut off all the players' arms. It's a penalty. With the rules and the rule book, the way it's written, it's a penalty. Does it make sense? No. You want to go to Piontek's goal? For me, if you're going to disallow that goal, disallow every single 50-50 ball that exists. We're going to stop playing now. Piontek doesn't slide for that. We're going to say he didn't slide for it. He slid for it, puts it in the back of the net. We're going to take the goal away from it. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing soccer.
Guys, sorry on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with the live chat. That thank you for all 16 listening. I don't know what's going on with the chat. It's not coming through. But
send your questions through
Send
Twitter.
your questions through Twitter. Chapter number 2, Paquetá. Gianpaolo has said in the past that he sees Paquetá as a mezzala. Yet surprisingly, he started him with Suso behind Piontek as a trequartista. Although Paquetá was happy to play in a position he considers most suited to me, he played poorly and was subbed off at halftime for Rebic. Now, before we get into that, right? I just want to, what's his name? Facebook Frankie. He had a different analogy, and he was saying about Paquetá. He's like, Bilia should not start with Benacer, a bitch for Paquetá. I understood because Paquetá was on a yellow, which I completely had forgotten. Hopefully next week Rebic starts and Paquetá replaces Çalhanoğlu because he's just a bystander today. Also, collaboration, I've received a red card, blah, blah, but I completely forgot about the yellow card. But do you think he subbed off because of the yellow card? He just didn't like what he was saying?
He subbed off because he had a bad game.
Paquetá just had a bad game.
Just had a bad game. He was losing the ball way too much.
He mentioned maybe once Gianpaolo saying like, maybe taking a bit too many risks when it wasn't the time to take risks. Like, taking, but to start saying that he's a flop, no.
But Gianpaolo, you understand, like, for me, again, this week, last week, nice pre-game, what do you want to call it there? Pre-game conference with the reporters. He said, there's no new Milan and old Milan. There's just Milan.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been trying to say. You want to put new players, you want to put old players.
We got the chat back up.
Chat is back. Good for you, Vid. Technical support.
Sorry, guys. Before we go, coming through, yeah, David, thank you. Hello, Massimo, Mr. Bean, Gianpaolo. He calls him Mr. Bean. And needs to understand one thing. He doesn't train anymore Sampdoria, but AC Milan. David found that Gianpaolo is protecting his players until after the derby when there's less pressure, in my opinion. What else we have? Marco C. Hi, first time viewer. What would be considered a successful season? For me, it's a good showing in Coppa Italia. Marco has very low standards. I like that, very low expectations. Who else do we have? Mr. Kazim, the fans need to be patient.
Thank
you for being patient. And Massimo saying, first of all, Paquetá is not a trequartista, but a midfielder. Second, Çalhanoğlu, everywhere he plays, he does damage. Wait a minute. Çalhanoğlu, everywhere he plays, he does damage. In a good way?
In a good way or in a bad way?
Third, Rodriguez as a defender is awful.
Yes, I agree. 100%. But back to my point.
Yes, sorry.
With Gianpaolo,
I got excited.
Gianpaolo and the pre-match presser. There's no new Milan players. There's no old Milan players. There's Milan now. That's what it is. You want to look for people on the bench. Who's on the bench? I wanted to find this best 11. Dave, I appreciate Dave's comment. Protect. If we are at a point where we need to protect these players, maybe we bought the wrong players. Because the derby is one of the matches that's, it's you hit the calendar. The first thing you look at is where the derby is.
That's true.
And I would imagine the players do the same thing. Now, they're not used to the derby. I get it. But this is Milan, right? Who said there? He's not coaching Sampdoria anymore. He's coaching Milan.
That was Massimo, I believe. And to David, salute the First Lady of Milan Club Philadelphia, Tanta Saluti. Internal delusions, saluti. Ciao, Gigi La Patat.
Gigi La Patat.
Matt from the group chat, by the way. You guys, if you will put your real name.
Exactly. Gigi La Patat.
Gigi La Patat.
Okay. And Çalhanoğlu there. Çalhanoğlu. See, like, I saw a nice tweet today where Çalhanoğlu is like the safe bet. Doesn't lose the ball very often. And he doesn't lose the ball because he does nothing positive. That's why he doesn't lose the ball. You go out and you say Paquetá takes too many risks. No risk, no reward. Do you think that Kaká was someone who didn't take a risk? He took a risk, but he was a goddamn good player.
So, okay, and what do you think of Gianpaolo's use for only one sub And do you think it indirectly sends a message to the rest of the players still waiting to get some playing time?
I think he just didn't want to mess with what was happening in the second half. First half of the game,
They defended in time.
Exactly.
Let's just put it that
Exactly.
way.
So let me give you my rundown of the game, watching it at
Please,
home,
go ahead.
on my phone, because I have no access to my TV.
Why?
Because my kids destroy my TV. They
What do you
have
mean?
to watch TV. I have to watch it on my phone. Thank you, DAZN. I love you guys. First half, they played back. They went down to 10 men, Veron. They were going to defend.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. They parked the bus. Milan did not do anything wrong. They didn't. They looked lost in the final third. They were doing these horizontal passes that were not getting them anywhere.
It looked like we couldn't adapt our style of play to a team that's parking the bus.
Parking the bus, exactly.
It
And
just
that's
seemed
a
like
big
we're
problem.
doing the same thing.
And that's a
man.
big problem because we're not Real Madrid.
No.
We don't have that class.
Yeah.
And if we can't break down those teams, that's why we lose a lot of points to the lower teams, because they know that if they park the bus, we cannot break them. And they will take advantage of the counter, which they did two times. Once, completely missed, is Vere, I think. Vere.
And that touch that he had was
Very nice touch.
beautiful.
But
And
those
like,
are things that are going to happen in any regular game when you're playing someone who's 10. It's just normal. That's the way the game goes. They're going to get some chances. If you don't kill the game right away, you're going to get some chances. My bone to pick in this 10-man and the way we played, shit, yes. Piatek has to wake up. Piatek has to wake up because he did nothing in the holding game, and that's the most important player when you're playing against a team of 10, because he needs to get into dangerous positions. He needs to be able to hold the ball up and try to dish to people. There's going to be one guy open.
a bit too much. In wrestling, we would call it selling. You know, when you're selling a move, you're getting beat up, you gotta sell.
Fucking wrestling.
Hey, a lot of them are wrestling fans, but I believe Piontek, he sells too much.
He does a suplex.
No, he sells like
Full
he
Nelson.
pretends. He's selling. He's selling too much of like
Yeah.
he's throwing
He's getting
himself.
a bad reputation,
Yes.
which he's not. It's not going to do his career very well, because those types of fouls, we need them to kill games. That stupid little push in the back, well, we needed to kill the game, not for him to be a blah blah blah.
Maritz is saying, here we go, the mega powers are gonna explode. That was like, remember the Hulk Hogan and the
Fucking
Machi.
The thunder and lightning
Now,
came down,
President-
from the raptor. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, he fucking.
Presidente, as a third question, he gave us a trivia.
Ma va a cagare, President, with this trivia. It's like as if we don't have 1,000 Twitter questions.
Which Milan player played the most derbies? Baresi, Rivero, or Paolo Maldini?
But the oldest one, Riviera, no?
That is correct. Which Milan player scored the most goals in the derby? Kaká, Shevchenko, or Inzaghi?
Shevchenko.
Correct again. And who was the coach of Milan in the 2001 derby when we smashed Inter 6-0?
Alberto Zaccaroni,
He wasn't even part of the choices.
caretaker, Cesare Maldini.
He was Cesare Maldini. Look at Steve. So let's go. So let's reading at the questions over here. Internal illusion. Headless Hakan, always in the wrong position. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Gigi Lapadano. So why didn't Benacer start?
We don't
If
know.
we would know, we would tell you.
You know what? Call Tommy, because Tommy knows.
Jesus, how about Rebic? I thought he was awful. Awful is a strong word. I think he was.
He played his role.
He needed a bit of oil.
He put him in there to cause havoc on that left-hand side, because we were getting destroyed on the left-hand side. And you know what? We had the comment earlier before of Ricardo Rodriguez. This game here is why I cannot stomach Ricardo Rodriguez.
Why?
Because, Vinny, in a game where you're up a man, you need everybody to contribute. I don't need a back pass from my left back right now. I need you to swing in across. Someone go find me the stats and correct me if I'm wrong. From that left-hand side, we did shit. We sent in 0 crosses. We sent in nothing because he is scared to make a pass. But yet, he puts on the Switzerland jersey. He's Roberto Carlos. Come on, Vinny. It's time that we get. So I agree when people say, you know what? I want to see Hernandez, because I want to see him too, but not injured. I want to see him healthy.
To Eddie Milanista that is on YouTube, and his first question that pops up: How confident do you guys feel about Andrea Conti playing in the derby?
110% confidence. If that kid's knee is A-okay, he is better than Calabria. I said it here. I'm saying it here.
I always like this.
He is better than Calabria. And I'm not saying that Calabria is a bad player. I'm just saying Conte has a lot more upside.
Steve, Calabria, when we got to see him, who got injured and we had to call him in for Primavera? Was it Abate or was it De Sciglio? Do you remember?
De Sciglio was always hurt. He's fought to the cap. And probably Abate, I don't know, we just didn't want to try him anymore. But look, Calabria is a good player. I don't have a problem with Calabria. But I would love to try to find a way to play both.
Yeah.
I would love it. But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, right? Yeah. But Conte, Calabria, switching them, like we're saying, how confident will we be? I have to be confident. I think he has the legs. I think he's recovered from injury. And I think he brings a lot of upside. You do have to protect him because he is more offensive. But let's protect him then.
David, some people have tweeted out that, hey, look at that Milan Weekly Podcast live on my TV. We're all over the internet.
Beautiful.
Milan,
my nipples. You see my nipples or what?
Tipe Peroni, I am shocked by the revolt against Giampaolo. Everybody thinks this project takes 7 games. We need to give this guy a year. Why do you think people are most upset? Why do you think people are most upset about it? I think honestly, what people are upset about is that I think the media, the way they built up Giampaolo as the new coach, as it's a wind of change, has this guy's improved. But again, guys, we go back to it's 6 points out of 9. 6 points out of 9. In the end,
this is almost like preseason, guys. This is the real preseason thing.
But in the end, it's like I don't understand where this hate is coming from. Are we saying that he's been playing fantastic? He's been coaching fantastic? No. His decision making, I don't know. But people saying we need the Gattuso back. Are you listening to yourself?
But this is a generational problem because we're in the generation of now. We want everything to change now. We want the Milan of the 2000s back now. Well, guys, it's not going to happen. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to be completely dead honest on Milan Weekly Podcast because that's what we do. We're honest. Milan, right now, is an average team at best.
Hurts to say, right?
It's not popular. I'm going to say you've been mad. I'm going to say everything. I'm going to say no. I'm going to tell you the truth. We're an average team at best. It's going to build. Right now, we're an average team at best. Remember those words, right now. Time may change things where we become that sneak into the 4th spot.
I think what doesn't help Milan, Steve, is because of us hearing the same old story for the last 7 years.
100%.
And us expecting every single year where if we would have had this Giampaolo maybe 5-6 years ago, maybe the discussion would have been differently. But guys, please, again, let's we said it. First judgment that we will make maybe 10 games in and the real mid-season, like, okay, where do we stand from over here? But until then, guys, as Guns N' Roses said at the beginning, just a little patience.
Yeah, and I want to ask a question. Yeah. I'm going to ask a question to the YouTube guys who are live.
Yeah, there's all kinds of people on the YouTube.
And the Twitter after.
Yeah.
If we play a shit game like we played against Brescia,
but we win against Inter.
A shit game like we played against Verona, and guess what, Vinny?
We win 1-0
against Inter. Who's going to be complaining? Nobody.
You guys, mannaia tutti santi. If I have to hear any what are you smashing over here? Guys, if we end up winning against Inter
off a shin.
No. Off a shin. I want you guys to be
Andanovic's nose in the net.
I want you guys to be this critical, even winning against Inter. Okay? And yes, Mari, mai contenti. What else do we have over here? All fans agree about Milan being a mid-table team right now. It's just hard to accept. Yes,
not all fans agree.
Bruno, they have no balls. Well, mai contenti, never happy. Let's go. Frank the Tank from Australia, Frank. Ciao ragazzi. Unfortunately, I didn't get moist this week because Benacer did not play. I know it will take time to understand Gianpaolo and his choices, but come on, we need to play our strongest 11 and play them regularly. What are your thoughts? We just spoke about that. Hopefully, we'll see what happens there at the against Inter. Milan Amore Mio. Who is this Milan Amore Mio?
Very nice.
The Montreal.
Mio.
Hey guys, what are your thoughts on Gianpaolo's comments on Paquetá?
Oh, that's JCaz27.
You know.
No, President was doing some investigation.
Yeah, you wanted to know.
You want to
who
know
is this person?
just in case we can go get you for $40. Guys, who is this JCans27?
Frank Mancuso, we need Allegri back. Blasphemy! Non de gire ste cose, per favore. Been too long for a table smash from Steve, Eddie Milanese. Everybody's laughing from over there. What are your comments on Paquetá being less Brazilian? To be honest, if someone told me to be less Italian, I wouldn't be too happy. Seems like Gianpaolo and Paquetá aren't too fond of each other. Guys, as I'll let Steve answer this one. Would you like another bottle of water or a beer? A beer?
Guys, let's not play into these things, right? What we're having problems doing now, and I've been seeing on social media and on the YouTube and the comments, guys, we take snippets of these pre-match, post-match commentary where they're asking someone after a game certain types of questions where we're not getting everything in context. And we're picking out these pieces and snippets and making them into what we think they're trying to pass as a message. This is 101 class, giornata 7 of Il Giornalismo Italiano. How to write in Italy. Take snippets of things, put them together, and make them what you think people are going to click on. How can we say Paquetá and Gianpaolo are not on the same page? They probably don't even understand each other. Because one guy doesn't speak Italian, and I'll be shocked if Gianpaolo speaks Brazilian. No?
It's a good point. But Aram has the best question of all.
Aram.
What do you guys think of Milan?
Wait, I want to say that name again. Aram.
I like that. But he wants to know,
Yes.
what do you guys think of Milan Twitter? Aram, we would have a whole podcast on the answer to that question.
You know what? I love Milan Twitter for the passion, for how they
We're never happy.
No, yeah, the never happy is something that's hard. But again, I think it's a generational thing, because back in the day, maybe the old men that we know now would be just as miserable as we are now. Maybe not, because we want a lot more. But if we would lose, they would be as critical as we are now. The platform is there for them to be critical, so it's not their fault. But I would just like them to just take it easy a bit and just let the season is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're not going to win o campionato after the 3 games.
Brother Milan wants to know that, hey, they speak Portuguese in Brazil. They don't speak Brazilian.
Thank you, brother Milan.
Greg McDonald. Personally, I don't mind Paquetá in midfield for the time being, but he needs games. This guy is a huge talent, and I fear we'll lose him due to mismanagement. What do you guys think? I think it's too soon to speak about mismanagement. It could have been like Facebook Frank had just said, maybe it was because of the yellow
Maybe
card.
it was because we don't know.
Maybe
But he also had a really bad game.
He did have a bad game, but I believe, I don't know the exact words, guys, but he did say something about he might have been taking chances when he wasn't supposed to take chances. Maybe 10 men down.
And that's losing the ball.
That's
He lost the ball a lot. And again, when you're playing one man up against a team that's at 10, and then that energy that they bring at 10 for a certain amount of time, not the whole game, you can't take that many chances. But what do you want from this guy? Do you want safe Paquetá, who is less Brazilian? Do you want the Brazilian Paquetá who's going to take chances, high risk, high reward? Or do you want someone who is just not going to play the way he's supposed to and just go through the movements a la Chanalobulu and Ricardo Rodriguez? What do you want from him?
Good point.
On fire tonight, YouTube. Light it up.
Kevin Laqueta. Now Rebic will play, and what happens to Paquetá? I'm just frustrated the season is worse than last year, and if Gianpaolo And Theo should not use. I'm now against the coach. We cannot compete with the same team from last year, although we get so many good players. And he was asking, why does Gianpaolo cling to the old players? I don't understand why Benacer has to wait behind Billy and what. Kevin, I get where you're coming from. Watch my comics over there. It's 3 games, guys.
It's 3 games, and Rebic and Paqueta can play.
Let's put it this way. There's always 2 sides to every single story, correct?
100%.
It's very easy for us to say, well, why didn't you put him in? Guys, who knows? It's like
Let's say Benacer is not fully fit, guys.
Or maybe he did play for
but we don't
Algeria,
know.
didn't he?
Maybe he's not fully fit and he wanted to rest him. Is that a good move? Would I want him to rest him against El Veronas or be injured and not be in that game against Inter? Because in that game against Inter, if I don't see Benacer, Kessie, whatever the fuck his name is, Benacer, Kessie, and Rebic in that midfield, or Paqueta, or wherever we want to put in the 3, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Christian Espinoza wants to know, what does Gianpaolo see in Hakan to warrant starting him every single game? Would a Kessie, Bilia, Benacer midfield lack too much creativity in your opinion? Now, that's a good question.
That's a very good question.
So he's saying Kessie, Bilia, Benacer.
That's what I want to see. I want to see that.
No, but hold on a second. You would doesn't Bilia and Benacer play about the same kind of position?
I think that they can play whatever position they want as long as.
So you would put Bilia in front of the defense, or Benacer in front of the defense?
Whoever feels.
Kessie's gonna go attacking, right? So, what does he see in Hakan, guys?
He sees a safe player. He sees a player that does not lose the ball.
In
theory.
I'm saying he hasn't been playing awesome, but it's not like he's fucked up a lot.
No,
it's not like, oh my god, this goal was because.
I'm saying a safe player who doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but guys, he also doesn't bring anything. So, like, I get that he wants to play with someone who's safe. And again, that tweet, and I forget who sent how the tweet was good. Something like the percentage of his passes that he completes but they're all regular blah 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 passes. It's like, I don't want a 3-foot pass. I could make a 3-foot pass.
Yes, you can.
I don't need him to come to the right hand side and stand next to Suso and Calabria. I want them to move. Then there was another tweet that showed a little bit of an action. There's no runs there on that side. There's no runs. It seems like we want to give it to Suso and we want to make him do his same dumb move. Cut. Good. Cross. Boom. Back the other way. It's like, come on, Suso.
Milan Mo. Did you like Paqueta playing up front? And regarding the derby, how's your feeling? How would you line up? I will be there, and it's time to win it again. Milan Samonoy. Milan Mo is gonna be there. Good for
Milan
Mo. And the lineup. I really don't know, guys. I don't know if as you know what? Why don't you screw everybody up and start Leao?
Yeah.
Start Rebic, Leao, and Piontek.
Put all the new players.
Just put all the new players, and I don't know. Though, and Massimo saying, what happened to Krunic? That's a good question.
Yeah, Krunic is one guy who's gonna come in from time to time and he's gonna kill the game.
Probably against the I don't know, the Bologna.
Maybe you'll see him. You understand? Like, you gotta get to know these players too. Like, what type of players he's gonna close out the game. Borini too, another guy. I wouldn't mind the last 10 minutes. Close out a game. He's gonna run. He runs for 90. He doesn't run in the right direction for 90, but he runs for 90. If you put him in 10 minutes in, he's going to run for those 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for. Close the games. They're situational players.
And it's funny how everybody was trashing on Castillejo the last game, but nobody said that, like, oh my God, he's not starting. This is exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
It's funny how we like to complain about everything.
Always going to look to the negative.
Matt F. Where's he from? He's from Montreal, Matt. While I'm, hold on a second.
Oh, President is going to come after you if you're
While
from
I'm at
Montreal.
it, here's a second question. Oh, yeah, 2 questions for you. Gianpaolo is so keen on molding a formation around the
Question number
players he has and not forcing them into a role they are not suited for. Why don't we try the 4-2-3-1, which allows Hakan and Suso to play more out wide and have Paquetá behind Piontek? If you go with the 4-2-3-1, who's taking the access, Steve? Because in midfield, you would have to put. So basically, he's saying Hakan, Suso, Paquetá, and Piontek up front. So who's taking that? We have Kessie and
The revolving door.
but then it's like all these midfielders you have a revolving door between what Benacer, Bilia, Bonaventura.
But I
Guys, don't
don't
forget
think-
about Bonaventura.
Exactly. In that three, maybe Hakan and Suso don't play every day.
David from Philly says Borini will score the derby winner in the 99th minute.
I
Mark
hope.
my words.
I
Yes,
hope.
David. Yes, yes. A second question. While I'm at it, here's a second question. What's your opinion of Gianpaolo calling out players in front of the media after a bad performance? The media is feeding all over the press conference statements. It's not a distraction we could do without. No. Call him out. If do what you have to do. Maybe this is his system. Maybe he knows that these players, when you call them out, it brings out the best of them. I don't know, but if Gattuso
guys-
was the kind of guy to take the pressure onto
Yeah.
him, let's try something different.
But if the question is asked, how was Paquetá today? How did you find Paquetá today? He could go two ways. He could say, I giocato bene, I took him out because of the yellow card, and everybody's gonna call his bullshit. But if he says exactly what he said and not taking snippets away from it, where I found that he was taking a little bit too many chances, and it might have cost us going the other way. I thought maybe bringing in someone like Rebic, who was, look, not perfect, but hey, came in and on that left-hand side just ran around and he looked like he wanted to do something positive. And he almost scored. And that was going to be a magical first touch. And everybody's going to say, what a super change. But it didn't happen like that. Because unfortunately, Milan in that 6-yard box will have a Scarogna.
Alessandro wants to say, what's going on with this new handball rule? What's happening with San Siro? Eggs and pancakes. I'm not 200% sure what you mean by that. But
Well, it's exactly what I said. It's a good question because no one knows what the handball
nobody knows.
rules.
Nobody knows. Rossonera social mailer.
Ooh, social nailer.
And she's a woman because she says she's a mother. Is Gianpaolo trying to send a statement to the management by not utilizing their purchases this summer, yesterday? Maybe he wants them to ask for his buy-in in the future transfers, and these are not his targets for this market. What do you guys? Okay, that's interesting.
It's an interesting question, but we'd be in a shitload of trouble if that was the case.
I don't think they didn't ask Gianpaolo for his input. I'm not saying they went to get the players that he wanted, but is this a message? I understand where you're coming from, Rossonera social mailer, but I don't think Gianpaolo is in a position to I'm gonna send a message because my job is secure. That's my personal feeling.
This guy has to win, and he has to make those transfers that we purchased fruitful. Remember, guys, there's nothing that's saying that hey, these guys are gonna play great and they're gonna be on our team next year. We might need to sell again, guys. We might need to sell again.
Medzi from the Milan Montreal fan club. I'm begging to think Piontek is just a one-season wonder. Looking at him diving,
serious problems.
looking at him diving and complaining is a bit annoying. Do you think he's less efficient because of
This guy needs to smoke a bat.
Medzi, fume le gazon. Medzi, I think it's because he didn't see Benacer start.
Yeah,
His
he was
countryman,
mad.
and
He was
he's
mad from the beginning.
He was mad.
He
He
was
didn't see
mad
it.
from the beginning.
You.
We could have won 5-0. He would have said, "Where's Benacer?"
Medzi, he was the only one that when they came up with the picture of Benacer in his outfit, everybody's like, "What the hell is you?" Medzi was like, yeah, but
It's
guys, this is a new style. He was protecting. So no, but no, I don't. Yes, we spoke about that. I don't think he's a one-season wonder, but he's got to stop on he's selling. He's selling too much.
Yeah, that I agree 100%. And he has to do better at holding up the ball.
Yes. Thin Foot. Where is Thin Foot from? Alabasta. Where is the Alabasta? I don't even know. Don't know what the coach is doing benching a full fit Benacer for Bilia, a player that he had just came back from injury and not fully fit. Why didn't he play Theo, and why was the team is underperforming and only makes one sub? He's afraid to implement the new players. This is going to be a conversation, and guys, if this is going to be the conversation even if we win the next game, guys, we can talk about this all you want.
Yeah.
3 points. 3 points. What's going on there on YouTube? Mr. Bean said Krunic did not assimilate yet his style of play. Go the Gattuso route. It's not about one player, but instead a collective effort, and everything can do better. Case closed and move on. You know what, guys? Before we finish the other questions, because of that, we're gonna talk about right now about our brioche of the week. You know what feel good moment, guys, I had this week when Gianpaolo came out and said, you know, they talk about me. You're not happy the new players are not coming in. Oh, you're not this it. We solo conto il Milan, and I really enjoyed that. I'm like, you know what? Yes, good for you, Mister, and that I enjoyed because you want to take the Gattuso route. You want to take the Gianpaolo came out and said, no matter who I put out there, you can complain all you want. In the end, he's the coach. È solo conto il Milan. You're good feeling good, or you want to keep it to the end? I just wanted to put that in because we're talking about that. What else do we have here? The Pales. The Pales is from where?
Pique Pop.
He's from the Netherlands. He's from
yeah.
the Dutch, where they have the legal marijuana as well. Hello, guys. We have seen some playtime from Leao and Rebic. Which one do you prefer? Also, what do you think of Pakatov posting and commenting on social media, which seems to be a reply in search of problems with Gianpaolo? Cheers all from the Netherlands. I cannot say that I've seen that.
Maybe sent something, but I don't understand the Portuguese.
I'm not sure. I didn't read. I don't want to answer on that one, but always good to hear from our fans from abroad. But I'm definitely going to look into that.
Leao or Rebic. Let's answer at least his first question.
Oh, yes. What do we see from Leao and Rebic? Rebic, from what I saw last game, especially that goal that it just seems like he's missing that tweak, that
little
timing,
polish, polish to be polished for already of the season. He looked energetic though.
Yeah, it's just but
Leao as
the
well.
one game Leao I saw, I was impressed too. So it's like from over there, Francis
Snaker.
Francis, there's no other snake that we hate more. Well, we hate to love you.
Yeah.
We love to hate you. You and Nima, because Nima, he's saying maybe I should come on to the next podcast on the next one. Now, Francis, our people will get to your people because there's still Nima, there's you, but after a few consecutive disappointing displays, do you feel like a derby loss to Inter would send Milan fans into a complete panic mode?
Guaranteed. Panic. Pandemonium.
What if we lose like really badly, like from a botched bar call that give a penalty in the 92nd minute to Inter?
We'll complain. We'll complain, but the real hardcore fans will go into panic.
Okay, so let me ask this to the YouTube people and to you, Steve. If everybody's complaining the way they're complaining, knowing that a 4-0 loss would give us the slap in the face that we need, would you sacrifice that?
At game 4 of the season? Yeah.
Bruno Garofalo says, if we lose badly, they'll crush us mentally. San Luis, I'm already in panic.
This is panic mode at 100%. They're already panicking for the derby.
They're panicking.
Yeah, that's panic total.
Okay, let me rephrase it.
Then the last time we win, we scored like Alex was playing for us.
Yes, he scored in the, I believe, a corner with the header, and
anything happens in the derby, guys. I've always said it. You could play the worst game you could have the worst season in the lifetime of the club. The derby is the derby, which unfortunately I'd like to bring up, and this I'll throw in my indigestion. I have kind of two. One, on MilanNews.it, I saw something kind of saying like Gianpaolo pretty much telling people like we're not going to war, we're going to play Inter. It's another game. That hurt me a bit. It's not another game. It's the derby. Derby della Madonna.
Look at Roma and Lazio for all those years.
Now, I don't know if that's snippets again put together. And guys, we talk about Verona and stuff like that. There was a letter from 2 fans who went and watched a game in Hellas Verona, mother and son, I think. and they basically said we'll never go back. Is how sad has soccer become in Europe, where you cannot even take your son to a game and enjoy yourself on a Sunday afternoon, and you write a letter to your club saying we will never go back.
Liban Youssef saying we'll have to beat Inter this weekend. Yes. And hello, guys. This is Abu Aziz from Saudi Arabia. Yes. I think Krunic has more quality and consistency than Kessie. Whoa. Jack Bonaventura behind Pom 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 and Leo Rebic. What do you guys think? I'm not sure where you see Krunic having better quality than Kessie, but guys, this is like the best feeling in the world seeing somebody from Saudi Arabia. This is just awesome. But Leao and Rebic, you know what? Who knows? Maybe Gianpaolo is just going to screw everybody up with his lineup on the next game. Last but not least, Rossonera, social mailer again asked us when Gianpaolo was talking about system. What is a system and why will you have a bench full of players and not use an example, Jack? If we only knew.
Yeah.
If we only knew. But again, guys, we can ask ourselves all the questions in the world. 3 punti sono 3 punti.
Sometimes you gotta take the 3 points and you gotta run.
Guys, let's put it this way. If we end up at wintertime and we're in third place with the ugliest of wins, scrap. Nobody cares. We're in that position. We're San Luis says, what worries me is the lack of change in the game. Okay, Maurice is like Hellas Vergonia. That's what he called him from over there. I spoke about my feel-good moment of the week. Well, basically, we need to go through the presidential one. Guys, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but Presidente had the idea for a segment of, the feel-good moment of the week, the bad feel moment, and we came up with the indigestion. But never did we say,
we want yours.
we want your indigestions in your, but he still sends it to us every week. His indigestion, the locker room embarrassment at the San Paulo. With this one, I have to agree. Ancelotti in the presser showed his anger and frustration at the locker rooms were not ready at the San Paulo, saying, I'm ashamed of the San Paulo. I saw the condition of the locker room. I have no words. I have to agree that the players' first 2 games away from home to favor reconstruction, but the local authorities did not keep their comments. For a team that's in the Champions League, for a team that's in the top 3 teams of Italy, this is completely unacceptable. De Laurentiis, instead of concentrating on doing interviews on TLN over there and in English, hello, De Laurentiis, and it's like, seriously, get your shit together. Steve, any indigestions of the week?
Oh, I said my indigestion.
You said
Hellas Verona's fans. Scrap.
What? No, you said you feel good moment of the. What do you mean the Hellas Verona fans? What are you talking about?
You're not paying attention.
I'm not paying attention.
The wife and the kid.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Is Brioshki's feel-good moment? I said about Gianpaolo saying here there's only Milan, and yes, Forza Sinisa. What a game!
Yeah.
That they came back from 3-1 down, come back 4-3, went to the hospital, screamed out his name from the side, guys. To Bologna, fantastic, and to them, guys, who do you want to see start in the middle for us this weekend? To us, we'll finish with that one. I'll let you say your feel-good moment. Benacer,
I'm saying one like that.
same one like that one. What do we see in the middle? Benacer.
I would like to see Benacer.
Who else? But Jack, you want to put in Jack in there? Jack, Kessie, and Benacer.
Try it.
Why not? Guys, Gigi La Patate, Benacer, Kessie, Jack, I think we're all saying the exact same things from here.
We're not going to see that.
No, we're definitely going to see it. Marco C, for me, games fall into 3 buckets. Games we should have won, games we should have lost, and games results are fair. Beating Inter can fall in any bucket. It's a pretty good one. When the Brioshki sponsorship coming, I get a stomach ulcer every time I bet on Milan. Well,
stop betting.
Stop betting. That's the first
Never
thing.
bet against your own team.
Never bet against your own team. And right now you can get them at l'Intermarché.
Yeah.
Brioshki na caixa di 12.
But everybody send an email to Presidente and ask him when they're going to refuel us on Brioshki. So Presidente's email is...
Guys, we're an hour in. We got the big derby this Saturday. Thank you so
Get
very
ready.
much.
Get ready.
Thank you so very much for you guys on YouTube.
Positivity. Positive.
Guys, you can complain all you want. It's all fine and dandy. Just take the time sometimes to sit back and go, okay, what's the other side of the story? Try to make a constructive kind of criticism, whatever the case may be. But in the end, like Liban Youssef is saying right now, Forza Milan. Gigi La Batata usually drink whiskey, got to switch to brioche. You gotta do what's good for you, man.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
How about the Gigio celebration after winning the game? We got no problem with that. And people are complaining about the so what?
Who cares?
You know what? It's all good. Guys, Saturday, Milan Club Montreal. We're all gonna be over there. 2:45. Tommy's gonna be there, obviously. So hopefully we'll all see you over there. YouTube, you guys are fantastic. I think it's the first time we get 24, 25 viewers at the same time. We always enjoy your support. Thank you very much. I know sometimes the time is not preferable for people there in Europe, but you guys can listen into the podcast. And stay tuned. You guys are going to get some new show, new podcast dropping this week. It's all about.
Can't tell you.
We can't tell you, but it's a podcast.
No, didn't he tell everybody?
Yeah, I did tell everybody. It's a podcast that I started the first one with Milan Club London. We're going to be interviewing all different types of Milan clubs around the world. Let me, you guys, it's been a lot of beer, guys. Ovunque e sempre. Yes, to Gigi La Patata, to San Luis, to Forza Milan. Ciao. You cut it off.
No, don't you have to do the other?
Yeah, you got to cut off first here. Then we got to do the other thing. We got to do the other thing.
Just do it.
Huh? Okay, guys. Buonasera. Guys, as long as you're doing the interview, we're good. Juve points, Milan 6 points. Yes. Guys, have yourselves a good night, guys. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And we're going to try to do these a bit maybe at a better time so we can get our European fans and everything from over there. So, guys, thank you very much. Buonasera. Ciao.